ahead, but they're also wanting to make sure that they don't want to waste any time defending another position. They want to get stuck in a position, and so already they're taking their alt drop for Zarky. They're going to go ahead and let...
And that can happen, you know. Ultimately, it sucks to have to sit there and watch your fate be in the hands of others. At least in this situation, you know, for a team like LG, they're here in PCS7, and they can make the plays and you know, dictate their own fate. But look at this, Dennett. He's gonna find one so fast.
Yeah, you see how Viz really just and potentially pull back away, but then at the same time need to make that call. Do you try to get in the zone while there's still space? Because that does cut things out for teams, but not gonna cut, and it looks like SONIQS not wanting to give up this compound just yet. 22 is trying to take it out, but Yanni is gonna get taken down to Shrimzy with the quick flush.
Oh man, I mean, that's two members now just taken out from 22 and a third potentially. Oh no, this is definitely not the start. Oh, the 22 wants Gizera.
All I'm saying, pick Tickleton over Gizera, man. It's that fantasy, guys. We're gonna be trash talking fantasy live. And Beal setting up right now to get a knock, finds it. Rabini is gonna get taken down. Quick flush, and Guri.
They can wrap that whole coast if they need to, especially if that circle comes back down, which I imagine it would. But oh, Corsac though, he's gonna find when Snakers goes down. That's one member for E United early out of the
shot calling, but we as observers and as casters, we're trying to see what that they are going to be playing for, and that is right now. So many teams are trying to get as center as possible. Synergy. I'm gonna capitalize on that as Silzen and Pippa getting quite a lot of knocks. Bing Bang Boom tried to crash this. EOS Guri thought to do the same, and E United, I believe, is just down to kickstart now. Unfortunately, finding a place to put down, but where do you go from here?
I mean, it's rough. E United they lost Snakers early to Dodge when he was trying to check that compound. They lost 2 just now to Synergy, and is now, as you said, just down to 1. And Synergy actually has a really solid spot here, but they are going to have to hold it against multiple teams. They are trying to harass BBB, but they have to watch their back.
It's just an absolute cascade right now of so many teams coming in. You guys can see all the colors on the mini-map. That's everybody trying to get the best position that they can, given the way that the circle has shifted. Everything in water is not going to be considered playable, and when we move forward to phase 4, that also unfortunately means all of the mainland to the north. So for all of these teams, that is a lot of open terrain without much coverage, playing for the high ground. Rumblers, unfortunately, now finding themselves in a little bit of troubles. They rotated behind Team X. Hero landing a gorgeous nade onto Los, and Waldo trying to find the angle onto Zira. Just not meant to be as he gets taken down.
Oh my. I mean, TX is actually just kind of rolling, but Lightshow with a beautiful bolt there. That actually might slow things down. Never mind.
Have to make a move, and Troglodytes could be the one to prevent that. But right now, the teams that are coming in just a little bit late, looking for any free shack tree or rock to put down. And and a drive by DraftKings is going to actually get a knock on to Sharp Shot, but this dip is not free. Kickstart gets 1, gets 2, gets 3, takes down Fiumba.
What an animal! Kickstart.
And you can see Team X, we saw them. We pulled away from that dodge fight, got themselves in a position. Santi gets a knock onto Silza, but now he's got to turn his attention back to why kick a Mukau. Wildcard with the high ground just above him.
I'm just honestly still in.
Wildcard really playing that one well. You can see they had their eyes onto Peak, but Tokyo Machigang still not in the zone. And you can see Hello My Bad trying to get line of sight on the rest of Troglodytes, who also aren't in the circle. Tokyo Machigang, Hello My Bad, unfortunately can't focus on getting into the zone until he takes care of Troglodytes.
No, and Hello My Bad is actually, he's crippling that team right now. That's a second knock for him onto them.
He could just be giving himself up to the zone and not allowing anybody else that point.
And so, Hello My Bad, I was going to say, he finally decides to drop down right into the loving arms of Peak, and they're just going to clean him.
Or challenges them at the same time.
Yeah, no, right now it's just going to be SONIQS. I think SONIQS is going to be the biggest issue here for Wildcard as they start to rotate in. But even still, I think SONIQS doesn't necessarily have to push the envelope just yet. It's going to be 22's Haste in here, who just potentially stirs up the nest. Never mind. Yeah, never mind. Just
at least you tried, Hayes. Sure, they can get Waikakamukau, and Nico's back up and standing, and part of that has been the issues of Peak. You see that pressure coming out of their compound. The shift did move back away from this, so some high ground has been awarded. Now, on the opposite side of the zone, LG having to do a little bit of footwork of themselves. We're going to go ahead and listen to their comms as they take this push on LFP1.
His exit. I'm knocked to kick. He's prone on you guys on yellow.
I'm blind, kid. Watch the left. Is he inside the shack?
Knock shack.
Not close.
This one?
Kick is free kill on yellow. Watch your sights on yellow. He's
Worry
pulling
about
on
your
a car
south.
on yellow.
Worry about your south, Penta. Watch every once in a while. Alright, Ayla.
Yeah.
Still our kill.
Okay,
Alright,
no.
bitch.
We do still have that solo of Kickstart, who's been here. He's got a bit of cover, but Penta knows exactly where he is. He's going to take some of that nade damage, but a second nade from Kurt is going to finish that one out. Kickstart has been eliminated, and now that dip taken over by LG.
Yep, that's an amazing dip as well because they can work up the side of that hill and basically just pour over.
And challenge some of that position. We can see the car driving in is going to stop down right at Keenan. He overthrew the nade, does get the knock on Benya, but here comes the trade. Keenan does get taken down, and that is by Pippa, but Gats getting the knock onto Sills, and Bing Bang Boom have all their attention to everybody who's trying to crash this. Dodge now doing exactly the same. They saw it on the kill feed and used that as an opportunity to not only steal some of these knocks, but take a position in the zone.
And yeah, Dodge has been playing this so well. They've just been taking their time playing on that southeast edge. And what a beautiful time to come in and just clean that up. They do have to still worry about SG to their east, but Ethan going down is unfortunate, but the team is still in a good spot. It's not going to be the end of the world for them, even with Ethan falling. But Hikerman, all of a sudden, they're actually kind of getting picked apart from different angles. And the biggest worry is actually SONIQS.
Yeah, SONIQS and as well as Luminosity, who have come with their pockets full of utility. Kurt with another nade, trying to see if he can catch more members of Dodge out in the smokes, but a flashbang is going to be your turn, pushing Kurt back on over X4 PM. Make sure as well that nobody does wrap around them. But I mean, you called it out, SONIQS 10 kills. They've got the high ground position. All 4 players strong, up, and alive. And the circle this small, they've got a vantage point just about across all of it.
And I do think a big part of this as well is those vehicles, right? SONIQS came over fairly early. They had decent loot, and they were able to just kind of dictate rotations based off of the fact that they could go wherever they want. Because of that now, they have so much control on the south side. They have all the control on the south side, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. You can see Corsac getting knocked down. This is the unfortunate part for Dodge, as they're kind of trapped out in the open, pinched between multiple teams. Corsac is going to, unfortunately, I think, fall here. Finna's lying prone, trying to crawl in that direction, but it's going to be a very risky res. The big thing that could potentially help him out here is both Mime and Penta spot each other, and that could give just a long enough distraction for Finna to get that res out. As you can see, Penta does spot him. Gets a knock onto Shrimsy, but that now means that Mime is locked and loaded into LG. He has been spotted.
Penta, though, I mean, Penta's there on the north side. They are between a rock and a hard place, though.
Yeah, you can see they're already missing a tire. They're going to lie down all the way to try and stay alive. But Tiggleton is just looking for anything moving below the car. There you go. See, there's also a spot that line of sight still can go to Penta. Last few throwables, are out right now. LG using a smoke, trying to see if they can spot somebody out. But now there you go.
Oh,
Hero taking shots is going to connect. Doesn't get the knock onto Mime, but gets him pretty low. Follows it up with the Molotov. But as the Blues closing in, a flashbang right into him. And Hero unfortunately runs right into the zone. Takes so much damage as Hairlocks gets knocked down. Hero lying prone again. But that last little move from SONIQS gets the knock. And Luke 12 unfortunately knocks himself. It's Penta versus the SONIQS. But SONIQS clean this one out, taking the first victory of the PCS Grand Finals with 15 kills.